Here's my hot take, Caleb. You put Prime Conor against Prime Ilya, I think Ilya sleeps him in the second round.
Ooh.
Hands down. I think slipping out of his hand.
Catch.
It's slipping out of his hand as
This team looks like they have the capabilities to make a dent in the playoffs.
and gets his belt back. I think he is the greatest flyweight of all time. To me, that was not Spurs basketball. It looked horrendous. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. I am your host, Tony2Beers. We are back on our virtual studio. The studio is out of AC right now, so we're going back to virtual. We haven't been in the game for a while due to that, so we apologize for anybody's disappointment if you've been waiting for a new episode to drop, because we do have a lot to talk about. I am joined here with none other than the Sterns man on the other side of this computer. What's going on, Caleb?
Good, man. Good, man. It's been a hell of a day for me so far, but I'm ready to get back into talking some more sports with you. I'm excited for this one. There's a lot we got to go over, so.
Yeah, there's plenty of going around in the sports world. I do got to get something off my chest. I am a sad American today, as it happened a while ago, but now I'm ready to talk about it. The US of A was eliminated from the FIFA World Cup, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted, but you know what? It don't matter. It brought the country alive again. It's the furthest they've been since 2002, so they did a good job. Getting blown out of the water like that, though, is just embarrassing. 4-1 was the final score against Belgium, just the better team overall that day. So, yeah, that was tough to watch. We went out, watched that game wearing all USA gear, and we just got stomped on. So we just got drunk to drink our sorrows away. Ashley was double sad because Mexico lost the night before. Also the furthest they've ever been since the 90s. So Mexico loses, USA loses, and France just won as we speak just a couple hours ago. France beat Morocco 2-0, which was a crazy game. Watching it, it was 0-0 at halftime. That freaking TSM myth-looking guy, Kylian Mbappe, just shows up out of nowhere. Pops it in on a corner kick in traffic, which is absolutely insane. And then I can't remember who made the second goal, but it was within 10 minutes. They both boom, boom. And then they went to go get subbed out, and they fucking close out the game 2-0. So France, I'm sure, is the heavy favorite right now as they await their opponent. I believe that game is tomorrow. It'll be between Belgium and Spain. Whoever wins that will take on France in the semifinals. The other side of the bracket, Norway's going to take on England. And you have, I'm forgetting the other side of that.
Argentina and Switzerland.
Yeah, Argentina and Switzerland. Argentina had that crazy ass comeback. They were down, what was it?
Where they came
0-2?
back. They were down 2-0, and then they scored 3 goals.
It's absolutely insane. 3 goals. I don't know why you would doubt the champs. They're the champs for a reason. So it's tough, man. Like, you're watching these guys play, and it's like I said, France, I want to say, is the heavy favorite. They got all these guys leading in the FIFA or this World Cup's goals or shots on goals, I think is what it was. Attacking, defending. It's all covered in France. But Argentina, man, they're down. That comeback's insane, dude. People were saying that was better than Tom Brady's. Himself, actually. Tom Brady was on Twitter saying that's better than 28. That comeback from 28-3. I think personally, it's also better than Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Spurs choked away. So that'll be third now. The New York Knicks has come back. So that I think number 2 would be Argentina's comeback. Because I feel like that's a little bit harder, And it was in that last half of the second half. I think it was, when did they make their first goal, Argentina? Let me see.
It was before halftime, wasn't it?
I thought they were down 0-2. Going into the half it was Egypt. Yeah, they're down Egypt.
The first goal was made by Egypt, and then the second goal was also made by Egypt. The next goal didn't happen until the 79th minute.
Yeah. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. The 79th minute of a 90-minute game. 95 to 100 because they got extra time all the time. But let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. 79th minute, Argentina makes their first goal, down 0-2. Then, boom, the next 4 minutes, the Leo Messi effect happens in the 83rd minute.
I didn't even realize that. He scored that goal 4 minutes after the first one.
And then just 10 minutes later, they get their third goal in the extra time, and they win that game. So that's crazy. What begs the question is that equal or better than the best comebacks in sports history? You got obviously think about Tom Brady's 28-3. That's absurd coming back from that. I mean, that's the last third quarter, basically the whole fourth quarter is how he made that comeback. New York Knicks also coming back, chipping away. They were down by like 30 points against the Spurs going into the half. and they come back and win.
I will say, I think one of the greatest comebacks in sports history that goes a little overlooked is that one, and I hate to say it because it's against the Spurs, but I can't remember what year it was, but it was against the Houston Rockets back when Tracy McGrady was still playing for them. And they were down by like 13 points with like 30 seconds left, maybe less.
Tracy
And
McGrady, yeah.
he just goes off and they end up winning the game with less than 30 seconds left as they were down by double-digit points.
Yeah, that is a pretty tough comeback as well. That's his famous 13 points in 30 seconds, which is absolutely insane. I think what you got to do to measure these comebacks and ranking them is the meaning of the game. So that game, I want to say, I don't think it was a playoff game. Tracy McGrady's was a regular season game.
I think it was just a regular season.
So I think that's why it's a little bit overlooked. When you think about comebacks, you think about this comeback in the World Cup. You know, it's one and done. You lose this game, you're gone. Tom Brady's Super Bowl, New York Knicks, NBA Finals. So I think that's why that one gets a little bit overlooked. But I think that this Argentina comeback is one for the books for sure. The 79th minute, the last 10 minutes of the regulation, or what would be regulation. Everybody knows soccer games, they go past 90 minutes. But, I mean, still, that's on your mind, 10 minutes, and I don't even know how much I have left. It could be 1 minute plus 2 minutes plus 3 minutes. You don't know. In your head, it's just the last 10 minutes of regulation. And for them to get it done like that, it just shows that they are the champs, and they're not going to back down against nobody. So we'll see what happens when they take on Switzerland, because that's also been a pretty exciting team to watch.
So I guess I want to ask you, do you think France is going to win the whole thing? Is that your prediction?
I want to say, I don't really know. I don't know who to bet on, to be honest with you, because, I mean, France is kind of sneaky, bro. It was tied 0-0 against Morocco going into the halftime, and it seems like they just flipped the switch, boom, boom, get 2 goals back to back. They sub out their best player, and then they know the game's over. Yeah. So I want to say France might have the opportunity to win against Argentina. I haven't been watching World Cup soccer for a long time, but a lot of people in the comments are saying, whenever you see Argentina post on SportsCenter or ESPN, you read those comments, and people are saying NBA, it's like the refs for OKC, NFL, it's like the refs for Kansas City. That's what they're saying. Argentina is the refs are kind of. That's the kind of team they are when it comes to the World Cup. They call them Argent FIFA, which I thought was fucking hilarious, actually. But they said that their route for the World Cup to get to the final is the easiest out of everybody's there, which I kind of can see that, because on this side of the bracket where the USA was at, I want to say it was 5 teams were in the top five percentage to win the World Cup. You got France, Spain, Portugal. I think Morocco's up there too. No, Germany. I don't remember. It was Germany.
Yeah, Germany was up there.
Germany was up there. And they were all on the same side as the bracket of the USA. And Argentina was on the other side. So that's when I'm like, how do they determine how this bracket is formed? Because, like I said, I've only been watching this FIFA World Cup maybe like twice. When I started going to school is when I got into soccer. We're covering it for Jaguar Sports Network. Shout out, JSN. I know you're out there listening. But it's just, how do they determine it? I know there's like a 1 through 16 or whatever the system is, but it's a little sussy when the champ. Maybe it's because it's the champs. They get an easier schedule. Who knows? I'm not sure. Regardless, they are the champs for a reason. They won the last FIFA World Cup. I want to say it was against France when they played in Qatar.
Yes, I believe so.
Let me see real quick. Let me fact check myself.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's probably going to be my prediction in the final, is going to be France versus Argentina.
Yeah, it was Argentina.
France is awaiting. I think France is awaiting Spain right now. I think Spain's going to beat Belgium. I think Norway is going to beat England. And I think the semifinals will be France, Spain, Norway, Argentina, with Argentina and France coming out on top with both of those games, and we'll get a repeat of the last.
I do think, I agree. The
last World Cup.
France and Argentina are going to meet.
Because I'm sorry, but that one guy, the only way I can possibly see Argentina not making the final is Norway could possibly have a chance to beat them, and it's because of that one dude. I can't remember his name, but it's this. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Holland, bro.
Yeah, that dude who looks like Majin Buu.
Erling Holland.
Yeah, that's his name.
I'm gonna send you a picture. Real quick.
he added like I don't I've never seen anybody play soccer the way that he does. He just the last guy I remember him or that I remember playing like that, I think his name was he was he was also Norway or Swedish. I can't remember his name. It started with like an I or something like that, like Ivakin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Peep your phone when you
Yeah,
get a
hold on,
chance.
hold
It's
on,
some
hold on,
funny ass
hold on,
shit.
hold on. Uh, where is
Erling
it,
Haaland is who we're talking
dude?
about, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Erling Haaland. Yeah, Erling Haaland is an absolute menace, and I feel like he can definitely give Argentina a run for their money after they beat England, and then that semifinals is going to be a really tough match. Both of those teams, Argentina being defending champs, Norway making the hell of a push that they currently are in this fucking World Cup. That game, I think, is going to be more exciting than the France and Spain game if Spain ends up beating Belgium.
Yeah, I think I want to say France is going to make it to the final from their side of the bracket. No problem. I think it'll be, regardless, Spain or Belgium, whoever they play, France will kind of, I don't want to say blow them out of the water, but they'll win them. They'll beat them 1-0 or 2-0, or even in, yeah, I'd say 1 or 2-0, maybe 2-1.
Oh my gosh, that fucking
Is,
picture.
so yeah, I'll post it on the
Erling Haaland.
I'll
I'm
post it
watching.
for y'all to see it. It's on Prize Picks meme, and they always make
That's
pictures
so
of people.
good.
But I do think,
No, that other guy is the one that I was talking about, Zlatan. I don't know if you've heard of him. Look him up. I'm pretty sure you've seen him before.
how do you spell that?
His name is Zlatan, Zlatan.
Oh yeah. Okay, God, he's so handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, you're right though. That guy Holland is a freaking menace to society, dude. I think though, this is what I think is going to happen. I think if Norway is able to beat England, I think they're going to go over and they're going to beat Argentina as well, and they're going to make it to the final. It'll be France and Norway in the final. It's like you said, that guy plays
I can see
soccer
that.
like a madman, dude. He just kicks it on. The way he's so creative with the shot, he has such power behind his kicks as well. I think that's and Norway's goalie is pretty fucking goated also. So I think they can make a surprising run to the final. I don't know if they can beat France because France just looks ridiculous, but I think it's going to be Norway and France in the final. I'm just going to say France gets their gold. I'm going for the Wemby side. Victor Wembanyama, shout out Wemby, kicking soccer balls in the offseason. But I'm gonna say France takes the World Cup home, and Wemby gets some kind of trophy this year.
That would be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. France looks like an absolute devastating squad this year. I just know with the powerhouse of a team that Argentina is, that game, if Norway ends up beating England and Argentina beats Switzerland, that game right there, I feel like is going to be the one to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. They have the trio. There's I don't know if you've seen that. It was a graphic. 3 players. I know it's Erling Haaland's one of them. His dad played for the Norway's team as well in the World Cup. There's 2 others as well. There's 3 fathers who now have 3 sons who are playing for the Norwegian team, I guess is the right way to say it. But it's 3 fathers, and then they had 3 sons, and I think that's pretty badass, like having your 3 sons carry on the legacy and to possibly win the whole thing. I don't know if they were part of a winning team. I could look it up actually right now. But regardless,
yeah, it's still pretty cool.
it's still, pretty badass. Norway's never won a World Cup. So for them to bring home gold, I'm sure that would be very emotional for all 3 of the fathers to watch their sons do what they could not do, carry on the legacy and win the Golden World Cup in North America. But that is, that's it there, ladies and gentlemen, about the World Cup. We got a lot of stuff. We talked about Victor Wembanyama a few moments ago. So naturally, we're going to talk about San Antonio Spurs buzzing. But right now, they just got rocked in the Summer League again. I think they've just been getting rocked all Summer League long. Shout out Kid Rock. That's the song all summer long. But I don't think it really matters. You know, summer league doesn't really, because we have. I would say the reason why we have a bad summer league team is because we have a good team already, so we don't really have the best of the talent that's coming in to the league this year. You know what I mean? So them just getting blown out in the summer league, I don't think really matters. But what is interesting, what y'all have probably all been reading about, is our beloved play-by-play commentator, Jacob Toby, no longer has a job with the San Antonio Spurs organization. He basically, long story short, I'm sure all of y'all have seen it already. Jacob Toby was caught red-handed by his girlfriend, not his fiance, not his wife, his girlfriend, caught red-handed, cheating on her with a Spurs player's sister in Lindy Waters III's sister is who he was walking around with in the locker room, outside the locker room, in the sheets. I don't know. But he posted on his Instagram. Allegedly, he posted on his Instagram saying, let's see if I can find the picture actually, real quick. Because it doesn't sound like...
Actually, I'm looking at it right now.
You are? Yeah, if you want to read it off, because it doesn't sound like something that a man would go out and post out in public.
I feel like, because I was reading it here, and it sounded like it's not something that he posted. It sounded like maybe like his account got hacked or something, because it says, "This is my girlfriend of 6 years, but I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy, because I'm not." Smiley face.
Yeah, that's 100%.
That doesn't sound like something he would...
a woman hacking his account, bro. I think what happened is she obviously had some kind of suspicion. So she went into, from what I've read, from what I understand, she had some kind of suspicion, went into his phone overnight, saw it, hacked into his account. Because you know how women are. They are dating somebody and they want all their information. They want their Instagram profile, they want Twitter profile, Facebook profile, passwords to the phone, everything. It's an old meme, you know. The fucking, how's that song go? From like 10, 20 years ago. How does that song go? Juan would be so disappointed in me right now.
What you're talking about.
The fucking it's not even like it's a real song, but it's a meme. With who? For real? That's how you feel?
Yeah,
asking all these questions, asking. What's the password to your phone? Let me see your Twitter. That's that kind of shit, you know? So they want all the shit. Obviously, you're a good boyfriend. You're going to give her all the information, whatever. And I think that she went snooping. She found that information, got on his Instagram, and then posted that stuff. And then he goes and gets fired from his job. Now, I want to tread lightly on this topic because this is probably going to be posted on TikTok for sure. I do not condone cheating in any form of fashion, whether you're married, you're engaged, you're dating. Hell, I'll go as far as even as a talking phase. I don't condone it at all. But do I think it's a fireable offense? I don't think so. I truly don't.
So
mainly because
here's my thing.
It's all private.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go first. Yeah, go ahead.
It's all his private life. You know what I mean? It is his private life. He wasn't married. He doesn't have kids. Do I think it's a shitty thing to do? I do. But I don't think that warrants him losing his job over that. Now, the other side of the token is the way the situation unfolded is maybe the reason why he is no longer the commentator for the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs organization is a drama-free organization. And I think him being associated with the Spurs, the way it was blown up, the way the story that you just read, I was posting on his Instagram. It's just drama. And it was on a player's sister, is what who he was snooping around with. So I can see the Spurs not wanting that drama of the situation and just getting rid of it entirely. I do think it should have been a little bit more. They should have dove maybe deeper into it, maybe just suspended him from his duties, not necessarily fire him, and dig a little bit more into what that scenario was. Because, again, I'm not saying that cheating is good, but there's a lot of guys that are fighting silent battles out there that are in emotionally abusive relationships by some women, and they feel afraid. They feel they can't get out. They can't do this, and they meet a nice woman who's treating them with respect, not dog shitting on them every single day in, night out. Was his girlfriend like that? Who knows? I don't know. They were dating for how long? 6 years? And they never got engaged. Why would he never propose to her if they've been dating for 6 years? So there's a lot of questions that could be asked as to why he acted the way he did. Now, if there's more stories that come out where he's like, oh yeah, he cheated on me. He cheated on me like 6 times. Then I'm like, okay, then maybe he's just a dog. You can't take the dog out of the doghouse, whatever. But if it's just this one thing, I mean, who knows what was going on behind the scenes, you know? I feel like there's two sides to every story.
And I was gonna say too, it really like there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on with a lot of these stories that branch out, and you never really know like what is going on inside that person. That's the one thing that we'll never realize when it comes to these stories that come out and whatnot, is we never really know what is going on inside that person's head. Like I think I remember the last time something like this happened in the NBA was Ime Udoka when he was coaching the Celtics. And he apparently was having an affair with one of the Celtics employees or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along those lines.
Crazy. That's Nia Long, bro. That's crazy. I just anyway,
so,
sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying, like, I mean, no one knows what Ime was going through mentally during that time period, but I mean, not saying it makes anything right, not saying, you know, his decision was, you know, correct or however you want to put it, but I mean, everybody goes through things, goes through life. That's what life is about. So he's a young guy. He'll I don't think his career is ruined. I just feel like the girlfriend got a hold of all the information that she was looking for and wanted to exploit it. So, and that's what happened.
Yeah, homie's 29 years old. So
yeah, no, he's younger than us. We're fine. He's fine.
And it's not even like
he'll find something else.
But that's what people want. You know, they see cheating and then they want this guy's life to be ruined. Like they want his career to be they want him to be commentating esports for a Division III college for the rest of his life. You know, like and it goes back to the saying, you know, you're pointing at somebody, 3 fingers are pointing right back at you. Like he made a mistake. You know what I mean? Again, like I said before, if there's more scandals that come out where he's like Tiger Woods, he's fucking everybody's sister, then okay, that's different. He needs help. But he made a mistake. You know what I mean? He didn't kill anybody. He wasn't drinking and driving and crashing his car. You know, he's not fucking burning a house
like some
down.
of the NFL players nowadays.
He's not fucking in dog fights. He's not in bar fights. He's not throwing shit at people. He cheated on his girlfriend. Again, no kids, no ring. He's just a young, good-looking guy who, again, made a mistake. But like you said, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? We don't know. We don't know what kind of woman this woman was. A lot of women are, I mean, not a lot of women. Let me apologize. Some women are pretty crazy, bro. A lot of these documentaries on Netflix will show you a lot of these women are fucking crazy.
I was literally just about to say, like, the whole thing that happened between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like, everybody was shitting on Johnny Depp. And then everything came out about what was actually going on. And everybody was like, no, Amber Heard's a fucking monster.
Exactly.
So, like,
and this is
that's
small
what I'm saying.
time.
Like, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
And I again want to clear up the air because people are going to come for us. I don't condone cheating in any form of fashion, whether you're married, engaged, in a relationship, talking phase, whatever. But it's not like it's hard to just see one side of the story when it's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And poor guy's gonna. I mean, I'm sure he'll bounce back, but
eventually. But I don't think he'll be commentating on professional sports anytime soon.
Yeah, it'll take some time before.
Unfortunately,
he gets his
which sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you want to stay on the topic of basketball, we can talk a little bit about the free agency signings that's happened since the last time we've talked about basketball because there's been quite a bit. I think, at least in my opinion, the biggest story as far as NBA free agency is LeBron James is leaving the Lakers. He will be playing for another team, surprisingly, next season. He is open to joining the free agency market.
Yeah, he's been he made sure Bronny got his bag, and then the next day he told the Lakers, "Hey, yeah, I'm not going to play with y'all no more." So, he secured his son's bag, which, good for him. But I think it's just kind of wild. It's kind of prima donna-ish where
A little.
he's making it all about him once again, and he's not
A
even
little.
like the best player in the world anymore. You know what I mean? At a certain point, obviously, yeah, he was the greatest player at the time, but now he's a 42-year-old LeBron James. I don't think he is worth all that money and headache. I think his agent, Rich Paul, is, obviously one of the best in the game. He's trying to get the most bang for his buck to see who he's going to play with. Because the last I saw is that LeBron wants to play with a team that's going to be a competitor for the NBA title, which, again, is a little bit prima donna-ish. I think you should just fucking go back to Cleveland where it all started, and then that's it, regardless what they're going to pay you. Because that's where you were drafted. That's where you're from. Go back home and play out the last of your, have a farewell tour, be retired there, I just feel like it's kind of, I'm not saying that he started super teams, but a lot of people say they will blame it on the Golden State Warriors when KD went to the Warriors with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. But it kind of started with LeBron James. You know what I mean? He went to South Beach with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, Ray Allen. Mike Miller was there. Birdman. Everybody was there. Mario Chalmers. They turned it into a super team. And now at the end of his career, he's going, "Oh, I only want to play with contenders," which is kind of ridiculous.
Also, think about the teams that LeBron was facing during those years when he joined Miami. He joined Miami to take down Boston with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and KG.
Yeah, you can make
which was a super
case about that.
That was a super team within itself.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a case for that.
Once they made that deal that made Ray Allen and KG Celtics with Paul Pierce, everybody was like, okay, hold on a second. But it didn't get as much exposure as it did when LeBron joined South Beach.
Yeah, you could make a case that was one of the first teams that formed to create a super team.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Celtics in the 08-09, right?
7. Well, they didn't get the finals right away. So like it was like maybe a couple years after that KG Ray Allen deal.
Yeah.
Where they started making some moves in the playoffs.
Yeah. I just find you should just go home to Cleveland, play out the rest of your career. Especially they can be considered a contender as well.
Well, and the team, with LeBron, still definitely. But a lot of the teams that have been coming up for him to be possibly joining, the top teams that I'm seeing are like Golden State. Oh, excuse me. And what was another really random team that I saw? Denver. Yeah. Like, I don't know about. I see, and there's also a bunch of videos and shit going around social media of like people asking Curry, like, hey, what do you think about possibly having the chance to play with LeBron? And he's like, oh, I'm open to it. Like, they're throwing out these little things to make it seem like he's gonna play with Steph Curry, which would be absolutely fucking insane. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's good for the sport, dude. In all honesty, I feel like with the the season that the Warriors just recently had when they got knocked out of the play-in tournament, I don't think LeBron himself is gonna do that much more to get them into a finals series. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's older. He's playing a different way than when he was back 20 years ago. So, I mean, I just don't know if I can see his play style working into the Warriors system, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah. I see what you're saying. I think anywhere LeBron goes, anywhere he goes, if he does choose to stick with a contender, it kind of boosts that team by, 10%, 20% up chances to win the whole
decent
thing.
amount, yeah, a
Because
decent amount.
his experience alone, that man's been to the finals more than any player I think in NBA history, maybe tied with some of the older players that played in the 60s, 50s, whatever. But
Yeah.
in a modern NBA, he is the only player that's been to the finals that many times. He knows what it takes to get there. He's a great floor general. He's still athletic as hell at the age of 41, 42, I forget his age. But
Yeah.
anywhere he goes, they'll be boosted for sure. I don't think it's necessarily the secret sauce for a team like Orlando or the Clippers, or like some of the teams that were there but they weren't there yet. You know what I mean? I think somebody like New York, San Antonio, Golden State, Denver.
I did hear New York,
Boston,
I think, as well.
Any of those teams that were close.
Oh, Boston was another team, but I know he does not want to play in Boston.
No,
he hates Boston.
I think the Knicks actually were officially off the radar that I saw this morning.
Yeah,
he's not going to play with them anymore.
That actually makes sense.
As I'm wearing New York Knicks orange, fucking got to burn this shirt. I forgot to burn it. Anyway,
Tiana just got me an orange Spurs shirt that's Castle. So.
Why the fuck would she do that, man? It's too soon for that. All right. God damn
to talk a little bit more about the other free agency signings, just to talk about like some of the bigger names. Like I remember when free agency first started, they had that 3-team deal that sent Julius Randle to the Nets, which was kind of a shock at first in my eyes. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, from Minnesota, right? He went down to fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah, he went from Minnesota to Brooklyn for Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton went to Chicago.
Who is even Brooklyn's starting five, bro? I can't even name. Michael Porter Jr. is there, right?
Michael Porter Jr. is there. Yes, he is there.
I can't even name you there. Why is that
funny too? Because I saw a clip of him on a stream, and they talked about how they just got into the playoffs, and the streamer was like talking to MPJ about it, and he goes, "That's why they shouldn't have traded me." I was like, yeah, okay, because you being on that roster would have helped them not gotten eliminated.
Bruh. I mean, okay. Who knows? I don't know. No, yeah, the Knicks get Randall.
The other bigger names. Yeah, so the Nets got Randall. Giannis is going to Miami, which that was an even bigger shock when you had told me that.
That's insane, bro.
And by the way, who they're sending over? So they got Giannis and Bobby Portis, dog.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So Bucks got Tyler Hero, but that's what they gave up. Basically, the core duo. Oh, besides Middleton, but Portis was another part of that core. To Miami, like I feel like Milwaukee lost this trade. If I'm completely honest with you. They got Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, that's a pretty decent pickup. Him and Tyler Hero are pretty decent pickups. And then some other European player. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. So they got two younger stars that look pretty decent coming up. Two maybe well-off bench players.
Let me stop you
but
right
they
there.
got two core guys.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think all those players that you're listing, any one of those guys are going to hit a prime like a Giannis at all?
Absolutely not. No.
So
maybe Jaime, but
no, not even Jaime.
Not like superstar caliber.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Not at all. Okay. We are back. We were just talking about Giannis and how Jaime is not going to be a Giannis even when he hits his physical peak.
No, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Miami lost this trade. Or not Miami, sorry. Milwaukee lost this trade. Yeah. Absolutely.
I 100% agree.
They got two starters from that 2019 championship team or 2018 championship team, whoever it was. I can't remember what year it was, but yeah, dude, Milwaukee I think they were just really desperate to try to get rid of Giannis, and they just took a deal that sounded best to them. But honestly, I feel like Miami's going to be even stronger coming into next season with the addition of Giannis and Bobby Portis. That gives them a lot of presence down in the paint. Adding that to Bam,
Yeah.
like Giannis and Bam together is going to be fucking insane.
That front court is going to be insanity, bro. They're going to eat somebody like a Victor Wembanyama alive for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't care how anybody puts it. Wemby is not going to be able to stop that front court, bro. Bam and Giannis, are you kidding me? There's no way. And that's just the first person off my name off the top of my list. That it's going to be a nightmare for anybody that they go up against. That
you could throw those guys around in any rotation too.
Yeah, you can.
Like you could start Giannis and bench Bam, or vice versa, or you could start both of them and then have Bobby Portis come off the bench. Like that's gonna be crazy.
Starting Bam and Giannis, I think, is the high move that they would do. Giannis stretches the floor. You got Bam right underneath the basket. That guy just had 83 points last season. He's becoming an iconic player for the Miami Heat, and now you add Giannis there. I think that's going to be a scary team. And you know what's also crazy about the Miami Heat right now is Pat Riley has already said if LeBron James calls, he's leaving the key under the mat for LeBron to come back. Could you imagine LeBron James, Giannis, and Bam Adebayo all on one team, bro? South Beach is they
would have to take a major pay cut to figure that shit out.
Automatic ticket to the NBA Finals. I don't care what anybody says. Automatic.
There's no way they can make that work with the cap though.
Yeah,
with the salary cap, no way.
Unless LeBron wants to take a veteran deal and just doesn't want to get the max money, then fuck it. You know, he's gonna be
deal though is like 1 year, 12 million maybe.
That motherfucker's gonna be a billionaire if he's not already a billionaire. You know, he doesn't need the money. If he wants to win the NBA Finals, I think his best bet is going to Miami.
That's true. Some of the other, just to quickly get through some of the other free agency signings, though. Timberwolves did get a point guard. They got LaMelo Ball. Which is an interesting pickup.
Minnesota. Crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's just as crazy as Giannis and Bam together in Miami. Now you got LaMelo and Anthony Edwards over in Minnesota.
Nasty.
Anthony's got a point guard now.
Yeah.
And a shooter.
And
a passer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary pickup. I can't even remember who else was in that trade for the shooting guard Josh Green and Naz Reid.
Naz Reid over there too, yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, LaMelo Ball and Josh Green went to Minnesota for Naz Reid and a future first-round pick and 3 first-round pick swaps. Unless Minnesota can pull off some sort of Houdini shit with those picks, Minnesota won this fucking trade. I 100%
agree. Their lineup is LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert.
That's
pretty nice. That lineup. They definitely won that trade.
That's a crazy
I want to go
lineup.
back to Giannis, though, for a quick second. Now that he's out of Milwaukee, I saw the post. I haven't fact-checked it yet, but Milwaukee's wanting to go ahead and retire his jersey. Do you think that he did enough to retire his jersey?
He brought them their first championship in years, dog. It's kind of hard to not say that they should. I mean, saying that is, do you think LeBron's going to get his number retired with the Lakers?
No, absolutely not.
He's only won one championship with them. Do you think he's going to get it retired in Miami?
Miami, I would say yes. He did more
for Miami.
For Miami. Cleveland, they're going to retire him too, just because he's.
Do you think he'll get one in Cleveland?
Local. I think so. Cleveland, Miami, yes. Lakers.
If you do that, then you got to do it in LA too.
I don't think.
I'm sorry, but I feel like that's the deal.
The deal for me, because I thought Giannis, I was like, they brought him his first championship. Maybe he deserves it. But a funny thing I looked up, Giannis is the franchise leader in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks. 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, and NBA champion. He leads the franchise in all 4 of those categories, bro. Yeah, he deserves his jersey retired. Because
they'll absolutely do it.
It's You know, and it's not like I can't think of Milwaukee's, the best players they had. Obviously, they had Kareem, Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson was there. And who else is a famous Milwaukee Buck player that you can think of off the
Kareem.
top of your head? Yeah, Kareem and Oscar Robinson, right?
Mhm.
And I can't think of anybody else.
I mean, there's still a couple of others that weren't like top guys. I mean, like Michael Redd.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a fucking superstar, but I mean, he was still a name. I mean, even Ray Allen played with the Bucks when he first started in his career, and he was great with Milwaukee till he went to Seattle.
Yeah. I just feel Giannis is
Milwaukee's got
probably
some good names.
the best Buck of all time. So,
And I would say I would not say that that's too far-fetched of a comment because you still do have Kareem, and him and Kareem are, I mean, it's fucking Kareem, dude.
yeah, I agree. I do agree. But I think Kareem is more valuable with the Lakers than he was with Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
And it goes back to what you said. LeBron, is he going to get his jersey retired in LA? Is he even the greatest Laker of all time? You know what I mean?
But he did lead them to that ring in 2020.
And I think the bubble was a tough ring to get. That was, people will shit on it,
Yes.
but that, I want to say, I've succumbed to the fact that, yes, that's probably some of the best basketball we could have ever seen. Toughest basketball any player, any team can go through. But I don't think that warrants an automatic jersey. Then you just go retire anybody's jersey that leads them to the NBA Finals and wins one chip. You know?
I'm trying to think, like,
I'd be like,
KG has his number retired.
But now Jalen Brunson,
and he's got one
wins the
championship.
NBA championship. Do you think they retire his jersey now because he gets one chip, Jalen Brunson? That short little 45-point monster?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And the only reason why I say that they do is because he runs New York. That's his city right now, dude. When's the last time? And I think I said this on the last podcast. When's the last time that we saw New York be this relevant?
Same words, dude.
When was the last time that we saw New York be this relevant in the NBA season? Back when Carmelo was playing with them. And then look where they are now. This little 45-point tick
demon
ran all over the Spurs, bro, and brought them the ring. And I guarantee you, if he continues, not saying that he's going to continuously bring rings to the city of New York, but if he continues on this stampede that he's on, where he just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, New York's going to retire his number no matter how many rings he wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think
he was a gold nugget in the dirt, dude. Like, I'm sorry, they picked him up from Dallas because Dallas had terrible front office at that time.
Dallas and Luka.
So I mean, they had Brunson and Luka together.
Brunson and Luka,
yeah.
Brunson and Luka.
That together.
Yeah.
My God, that would be insane.
Absolutely. Biggest mistake. That's crazy.
Some of the other, speaking of crazy mistakes, I think another mistake made here was the Grizzlies getting rid of Ja Morant.
Oh my God, he's going to Portland?
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. Him and Damian Lillard when he comes back. Because that's what I first saw. When I first saw Ja Morant was back or was going to Portland, I was like, what's the hoopla, And then I thought, OMG. Damian Lillard is coming back as well.
Yeah, but they also have Scoot Henderson.
He's a good player too.
And they lost two of their main front court guys in Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot. Denny.
Yeah.
They do have Denny.
They have that guy. That
I forgot about Denny.
Unit of a player. Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, and Denny.
I forgot about Denny.
Yeah. I don't think they need much in their front court when they got those guys, bro. The three of them together on the court, absolutely insanity.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Some other names moving around. I mean, like we talked about it a little bit off pod. This trade is currently on hold, but the Raptors have acquired back Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers. I guess LA was sick and tired of the Claw not grabbing anything, so they said, "Fuck it, go back to Toronto."
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Look what they sent over for Kawhi. They sent over Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick. Which, in my opinion, Grady coming off the bench could be a great role player. Brandon Ingram is a great starter. Who do you think won this trade? I'm curious.
I think anybody that gets Kawhi Leonard wins the trade, bro. He's one of the best two-way players that we've seen this generation. And for him to go back to Toronto,
That's
I'm
fair.
a little salty.
That's absolutely fair.
I think that they were in talks with San Antonio, but I think our front office is a little smart, and I think they were just wanting a little too much. They were wanting too much, and the Spurs were smart enough to not give them a lot. With our young core that we have, this roster is pretty solid. I think same thing happened with LeBron, too. I think LeBron was in talks to come to San Antonio, but they wanted too much, and it's just not worth the hiccup for an older player. I think right now we have no need to go out there and get a LeBron, a Kawhi, hell, even a Giannis. Because they realize what they have in their hands. They have their seeds, all the seeds planted for a fucking giant oak tree to be planted of championships as leaves. Let's just picture this tree with Larry O'Brien's just coming out of the fucking branches. That's how smart this front office is. So I think right now we'd be okay. And that kid we got, Caton's, I can't, what's his name? Jaden Quaintis?
Quentin, yeah.
He's not going to play till...
Quentin.
Yeah. He's not going to play till probably like January, February because his knees or whatever. But then you also have that kid, Ray Jr. from Connecticut, who played fantastic in the March Madness tournament this past season. Those two...
center,
Wemby needed help. That was our biggest problem, physicality underneath that basket. Adding those two guys, we couldn't get a rebound. Now we're going to get rebounds galore. It allows Wemby to stretch the floor, bars, because he can play out and pretend to be Kevin Durant if he wants, while you got those two big men underneath. So I think we got what we need, and I don't think we need anything else. But going back
I agree
to what you're talking about, I think I would say Toronto won that trade. And anybody that gets Kawhi wins the trade, unless it's a blockbuster trade when you're throwing around LeBron's, Giannis's, and Kawhi's. Then you can bring up a debate about who won. But yeah, Toronto definitely won. If the trade does go through, because we're still waiting.
And the trade is still supposed to go through. I think what's happening is Toronto's just wanting to put a hold on it until the investigation with the Clippers is complete about something about the salary cap or whatever. But if it does go through, that'll be interesting to see him back in Toronto, especially with the squad that they have right now. To rapid fire some of the more smaller names, Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to his dad's team in Miami.
Oh, wow.
You know how Tim Hardaway Sr. played in Miami. Yeah. Now Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to Miami. Luke Kennard went to Phoenix from the Lakers. Dean Wade went from Cleveland to Philly. The Rockets were making some moves in the offseason. They signed Bogdan Bogdanovic and Marcus Smart.
What team is that?
Which is our interesting moves. Houston.
Oh, okay.
Houston picked up Bogdan from the Clippers and picked up Marcus Smart from the Lakers.
Bro, we didn't
Josh
even
Collins
talk
went from the
about...
Clippers to Detroit.
Speaking of Detroit, Tobias Harris. We didn't even bring up Tobias Harris coming to San Antonio.
I'm going through the list right now, all through all my my source where I get all my free agency signings, and that's late. Like I'm literally going back to where Giannis signed to Miami. So I'm like going down the list right now, and that one's like later on. Norman Powell to the Bulls. Nikolai Vucevic went back to the Magic.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Remember he was in Boston.
Yeah.
So he went back to Orlando. Mike Conley went to Boston along with Mitchell Robinson, who just won a championship in New York. And then there's this Lakers section where they just signed 4 random players after losing their entire starting 5. They signed Walker Kessler, Quentin Grimes, Colin Sexton, and Sandro Mamukelashvili from the old San Antonio Spurs. Kelly Oubre went to Indiana.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then, and then what you were mentioning earlier, Spurs signing Tobias Harris, which, meh.
I think it's a decent veteran pickup. I think... But my problem with him
re-signing Barnes is better than picking up Tobias. In my opinion.
Agree. I agree with that. Yeah, I just saw we re-signed Harrison Barnes, so we really didn't need a Tobias Harris. But I think the problem with Tobias Harris last season is that I think the guy can still get a bucket. He was being asked to be the second scorer last season with the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. And I feel like he's kind of, how old is
Behind
Tobias?
who? Cade?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that he was the number 2 guy in the postseason. I think they were asking a little too much for him because he's just not that guy anymore.
Tobias is 34.
So yeah, he's in NBA terms, I would say older. He's in his physical prime, the last year of his physical prime.
He's over. Yeah, he's definitely over the peak.
But I think
already
they're gonna find a nice little spot.
I just remember the text that you. They could, yeah. They might have him as a stretch 4, maybe to try to help out with the 3-point shooting.
Everybody was laughing when they would send me pictures of him.
Yeah, I remember you and I were talking. You sent me Tobias Harris to the Spurs, and I sent you that emote of just like a straight face. And you're like, yeah, that's pretty much everybody's reaction.
Yeah, Jim Booty Watcher also said the same thing. Shout out Jim Booty Watcher. He just put whack pickup and then like an emoji.
Yeah, I just made the straight emoji face of just like unimpressed.
But I think the crazy thing, I want to come back to the Walker Kessler trade to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's a pretty good pickup for the Lakers. He was a good player in Utah. He got hurt. He had a season-ending injury last year. I can't remember what it was. Or he had to have a surgery. Shoulder. It was a shoulder surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Whoops. We'll have to cut that out. Actually, I'll go fuck. But that's why he didn't play in Utah. He's like one of the best centers at the time before he went down.
Yeah.
So you have him.
Yeah.
You have Luka Doncic. You have Austin Reeves. That's a pretty solid trio, I would say. Unless you're Stephen A. Smith, who said that 3 white guys aren't going to lead a team to an NBA championship, which is pretty wild to say on national television. Actually, no, he said it on his podcast. So let freedom ring in this United States of America. You could say whatever the fuck you want. I do think that's a little crazy because there has been a case where 3 white guys have led a team to the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics of the 80s, you got Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Danny Ainge.
Kevin McHale.
Like, those 3 guys, I get it was a different era, but you're going against Showtime Lakers.
Let's not forget, Larry Bird was the coldest white dude on a basketball court during those times.
Yeah, the guy could do whatever he wanted, bro. You have multiple NBA legends saying that Larry Bird would go in there and talk shit, back it up, tell you what he was going to do to you, and then do it. Multiple NBA legends have said that. The Glove, Gary Payton said that. Playing an old-ass Larry Bird in the 1990s, broken back, and he's still an ice-cold killer. Magic Johnson, like you said, Isaiah Thomas also said the same. He said, I don't want to misquote Isaiah Thomas, but he said Larry would come in and be like, you got a white dude on me? You ain't got no brothers to guard me? That's disrespectful. Because he was just that dude, man. And again, it was a different time. Larry Bird's one of a kind. But you can't see that. That's just not true, man. Some of these guys can, but White Man Can't Jump, one of the greatest movies of all time. Done by Spike Lee. Done by Spike Lee. The diehard New York Knicks fan. Like, that's not true, bro. Come on, Stephen A. Smith. You know better than that. You know better than that, Stephen A., that's not true. That is not true at all. Do I think that that's going to happen with that team? I don't know.
No.
But they're going to
not.
make some noise. They're going to make some noise in the West. They're not going to be a fucking lottery team, that's for sure.
Nah, yeah, I agree. Speaking of Boston, though, and since you were bringing up the 80s Celtics, the Celtics lost one of their major duos, man. They're separating from the JT JB movement, and Jaylen Brown is going to be joining the 76ers. But the most intriguing part about this trade, in exchange for Paul George. That's the kicker right there to me. Because Paul George, even though he's definitely one of those guys who's been swinging around the NBA from team to team for quite some time now, in my opinion, it kind of only shows his value in the league. Teams want him. And the Boston Celtics were like, okay, we'll give up one of our main 2 guys for this a little bit more seasoned vet who maybe can be wishy-washy at times, especially later in his career with some of the other later teams that he's played for. But I think this is a good move for Philly, in my opinion. I think Philly made the better move here, getting rid of Paul George and getting a younger, hungry Jaylen Brown to put up against Tatum next season. Because you know they're going to go at each other next season.
Paul George, listen to me when I tell you this. You are trash. That's all I think of when I hear that guy's name, bro. Yeah. I do think Philly won that trade for sure. Jaylen Brown going, like you say,
absolutely.
younger, hungrier player. He's going to want to rip Boston's asshole inside out next year.
And what better team to do it on than one of the most historical NBA teams in league history?
Yeah. Coming from the ABA, if I'm not mistaken, to the NBA.
I believe so.
He's going to want to tear them up, like you said. They're going to go at each other's throats for sure.
Especially after the season that they just had, like he's going to want to whoop Boston's ass.
That was his team. That was Jaylen Brown. At one point, Jaylen Brown was in the NBA MVP talks because Boston was in the second seed, third seed majority of the season without Jason Tatum.
Without JT. And
now
I guarantee JB's a little pissed off about how that shit was handled.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, look at this, bro. Look at this lineup. You got Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, Dean Wade, who's a defensive monster, and Joel Embiid.
And Joel, that's going to be a scary team
solid
next
lineup
for
in the
sure.
East. Yeah, bro.
For sure. Yeah.
I hope we get a Philly-Boston playoff matchup because that would be popcorn,
that would be insane.
Buttered up on a Tuesday afternoon with a lot of salt on it. Oh, man, that would be great.
Yep.
That would be fantastic.
Really quickly, some of these last few ones, just to name some of the more well-known names. DeAndre Ayton's going from the Lakers to the Wizards, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
So it looks like the Wizards may be trying for the next couple years. Now that they got AD, they got DA, they got Trae Young, they got the number 1 pick, they just got Chris Middleton. Pretty solid pickups. Knicks signed Andre Drummond, which we talked about a little bit earlier. And then some not big old things, but one thing that I did want to also talk about, remember we were talking about LA basically losing all of their key role players. Rui Hachimura signed to the Clippers. So he's going to the other side of LA. Unfortunately, though, one thing that came up that it actually kind of made me feel a little sad for him. Kings did release DeMar DeRozan. So he is currently a free agent, trying to find another team. To be honest, though, I feel like he shouldn't have too much of a problem. Nah. I feel like he just really needs to try to find that hunger that he had back when he was with Toronto. Because after that whole Toronto deal, when he came to San Antonio, he was going through a lot at that time. And I just feel like he hasn't really gotten that spark yet. There was a little bit of it in when he was in Chicago. But since he got out of Chicago and was with the Kings, I just feel like his game, man, is just been really shot down. And I feel really, really bad for him because he's a really great player. He's just been put in a lot of shitty situations. So I'm hoping that he can find another team sometime soon. And hopefully be able to find some success with the new team. But other than that, man, nothing other big names besides that. I mean, Donovan Mitchell did just sign a 4-year, $273 million contract extension. Like I said, Chris Middleton went from Dallas to Washington. Knicks re-signed Jordan Clarkson. So still waiting to see if there's going to be any more news about some of the bigger names that are on the free agent market. I don't know. LeBron, obviously, but let me see if I can find.
I think DeMar DeRozan should just come back to San Antonio, finish his tenured here, get the job done.
You know what? That does not sound like a too bad of an idea.
That's still a bucket, bro. He averaged 18 points last season.
Yeah.
17 years in the league. Holy shit, isn't it? Take a veteran deal, come play for San Antonio one more time. I was telling this to my girlfriend the other day. I truly think, and maybe you think differently, but if Greg Popovich was still the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, I think him and the front office would have been able to weasel in LeBron James to come play for San Antonio, take a veteran deal. Because you have the greatest coach of all time and arguably the greatest player of all time linking up for one final run with the young, hungry, talented San Antonio Spurs team taking the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I think Pop would have been able to talk him into it.
That would be crazy.
I think that if we would have had LeBron, we'd be in the lines right now at Foot Locker trying to get a LeBron James Spurs jersey if Pop was still the head coach. But that's just my theory.
That could have been doable.
Same thing with DeMar. If DeMar said the less I like it, but if Pop was still the head coach, I think he would have came back and played for Pop. So
it's so funny you say that. I just saw a clip earlier today of that whole little bit with Will Ferrell, but it was more along the lines of like DeMar's really going through the thick of it right now. Man, I feel really bad for him. Like I do. I love DeMar. I loved him when he came in San Antonio.
Me too.
I loved him when he was in Toronto. I just feel really bad for him because everybody had all this hype around him in Toronto, and then when he came to San Antonio, we were like, okay, it's not a Kawhi, but that's a pretty decent deal, and it just didn't live up to the hype that everybody was hoping for. So I don't know. I really am hoping that he's able to find some success in whichever team he's able to find in the future, because we still love you, DeMar. If you're able to come to San Antonio, we'll accept you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We agree. The key will be under the mat, homie. You can come get on a boat ride downtown as well.
For real. For real.
But yeah, those are the big ones right there. I think it's time to move into the big UFC event that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Biggest event in a I don't want to say biggest event. I would say most anticipated return to the octagon in a very long time.
Yep.
Conor McGregor.
Yep. I think the only other name that would be bigger as a return would be GSP.
Yeah. Conor McGregor is taking on Max Holloway at UFC 329 this Saturday. By the time you hear this tonight, I guess Saturday morning is when this should be coming out. In what is potentially gonna be the biggest gate of the year, Conor McGregor. As we speak, the presser is going on. So as soon as this is over, I'm gonna go watch that, see what happened there. But Conor McGregor is back for the first time in 5 years. Last fight was against Dustin Poirier, who actually just had a fight against airport security. He lost the fight. I
saw that.
He's doing okay because he was clearly drunk, intoxicated, going through it, whatever. We wish you the best, Dustin. All jokes. But Conor McGregor hasn't fought since then. 2021. Yep. He's taken on Max Holloway, whose last fight, I want to say, was when he put out Justin Gaethje, the now reigning defending lightweight champ of the world, face into the canvas. Mm-hmm. What is your prediction? You already said it way early when we were on the last podcast, but I want to see if you're sticking with it. What is your prediction for this fight coming up Saturday?
Is this a 3-round or a 5-round?
No, it's a 5-round,
right?
5-round main event, yeah.
Nice. I don't know, man. Just because I think what I said last time was that because they're fighting at a heavier weight, Max isn't used to fighting in that weight class, whereas Conor, when he first started, he had been consistently moving up in weight classes. Even after his last fight, when he was like out doing movies and doing drugs and things like that, he was still gaining more muscle. We saw how big this dude got during the Ultimate Fighter when he was going to go up against Michael Chandler. He got massive. He was massive. So I think I am going to stick by what I said in the last podcast, and I feel like McGregor's I think he's going to outsmart Max, and I think he's going to out-endure Max, because again, Max isn't used to taking heavier hits from heavier dudes. he may have gained a little bit more weight for this fight, but he is not used to taking hits from bigger guys. And I feel like Conor is going to exploit that. He's going to figure out how to be able to hit his shots precisely, just like how he did against Jose Aldo, just like how he did against all his other fucking title fights. I guarantee you, Conor's probably going to knock him out before the 5th round.
Dang. Knocking out Max Holloway?
That's going to...
what you're saying before the 5th round?
He's going to knock him out. Before the 5th round ends, Max is going to hit the tarmac. That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit.
And I love Max. Don't get me wrong. I love Max. I think Conor is a little bit more of a smarter fighter. Max is a little bit of a loose cannon. He can get in his head sometimes and fight off of emotion, which can benefit you or it can fuck you over. But when you're going up against a guy like Conor, who is very, very, very meticulous, even more so than when you and I were having this discussion about Gaethje and Ilya. I said Ilya is a little bit more of a strategic fighter, whereas Gaethje is just going to go in there and hit you 100 times and see if you hit harder. Kind of the same deal here. I do feel like Max is the same way as Gaethje, but I feel like Conor's so smart and knows exactly how to break down his opponents that he's going to get him to the point where Max cannot take it, and he'll end up either dropping before the 5th round or it's decision unanimous.
I hear what you're saying.
That's my prediction.
I hear what you're saying, and I hope it happens, because I loved Conor McGregor in his prime.
I hope it happens too.
I loved Conor McGregor in his prime. I was the biggest Conor fan for the longest time. However, I don't think he's going to have what it takes to take out Max, knock out Max, let alone beat him. Max has only been knocked out once in his entire UFC career. That was against Ilia Topuria in, I want to say, featherweight before he moved up to lightweight. I can't remember. But
roughly, yeah, I think so.
He's only been knocked out once in his UFC career. He's a fucking dog. That Hawaiian doomsday man. 34 years old. Conor's 37 years old. Again, hasn't fought in so long. I don't even know if he's sparring. I think Max has just been the more consistent fighter, and it's not taking away anything Conor has done. Obviously not. Like you said, though, he's been in the octagon in some wars in Conor McGregor. He also just obliterates opponents when I want to say he's the underdog. I can't remember what his fight against Jose Aldo, if he was the underdog or not. Regardless,
I don't remember.
The way he took him out was he won the mental battle. And I think I said this in the last podcast. Joe Rogan even said it on the desk when they were calling that fight, that Conor looks loose, he looks relaxed. Jose looks like he's feeling the pressure of the moment. And I think that would be the biggest benefit to Conor McGregor if he can win the mental battle against Max Holloway. Then I can see him knocking him out, which most of the time he does win that mental battle. The only time he didn't was against Nate, when he lost to Nate Diaz that first time, because Nate was a fucking dog. He did not give a fuck. He just didn't care. Yeah. But I think that's the only way that Conor can really beat Max, is if he beats him mentally. I don't think he has what it takes. At 37 years, he also has a reach disadvantage. Max is 3 inches taller than him. I get what you're saying. Max doesn't get hit by the heavier guys. Conor's fought welterweight before, I think 3 times, when he fought Nate and then when he fought Cowboy. But I just don't think he is going to have what it takes to knock him out. If he does beat Max, it'll go to a decision. I don't think it'll be unanimous, but I think it's going to be a stand and bang thing, and I think Max is going to win. I don't think Max knocks him out, though. I know, I think I said that on the last podcast, but it's hard to just even repeat saying that, because it is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's a very smart fighter. He's very flexible in the mind.
Meticulous and
Meticulous,
strategic.
yeah, that's
Yep,
what I was
yep,
looking
yep.
for. So I don't think he's going to knock him out, but I do think Max will win that fight in decision. The only way he knocks him out is if Conor stands and bangs with him when Max points to the fucking down on the canvas in the last 10 seconds.
That would be insane.
Then,
I
yeah.
want to see that shit.
I don't think Conor will do it, though. I don't think Conor will do it. He'll tie him up. If they do start banging and he thinks he's going to get knocked
That'd
out,
be
he'll tie him
interesting.
up. But, yeah, I think Max wins that fight. And I hate saying that.
The other
'cause
fights
I
in
love
that
both
fight
fighters.
card, though, look really good, too.
Hell yeah, they do.
That Paddy Pimblett fight looks good. That
Benoit Saint-Denis.
Sandhagen fight looks good. That King Green fight looks good. The main card looks fun. This will be a fun Saturday night coming up.
You got Robert Whittaker and Cody Garbrandt on the prelim card as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cody Garbrandt. And I forgot. I saw a video of him recently. He's got this stupid eye tattoo going over his right eye of like fucking dagger going through his eyebrow, going to the bottom of his eye. It looks stupid.
What a monster,
Like this
bro.
guy is the biggest clown.
What a-
He's a monster, don't get me wrong, but he's just like
Oh my God.
he's one of those guys who's just wanting the spotlight now at this point. He's just craving the spotlight.
Yeah, they're
That's
on
funny,
the
though.
undercards. That'll be good, though. That'll be a nice little undercard. Gable Stevenson also,
Yep,
Robert
yep.
Whittaker. I think Benoit Saint-Denis, Paddy Pimblett is going to be a great co-main event. And if Paddy
Yes.
wants to bounce back to be an instant contender for the belt, he's going to have to beat Benoit Saint-Denis. If he loses, he's going to fall down the ladder for sure. Benoit Saint-Denis might be up next to take on Justin Gaethje in for that lightweight belt.
Oh, I didn't even realize, dude. Tracy Cortez is fighting in that early prelims.
Yeah, she's the main fight in the early prelims, I think.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fun one too. I didn't even see the early prelims. This whole fight card looks really good, actually.
Yeah, it's for International Fight Week, so they're gonna try to butter it up. Yeah, I think Tracer Cortez wins that fight, but I mean, a person named Wayne Kong, that's pretty dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah,
Tracer
yeah.
Cortez just doesn't really. The first person she fought that was, I don't want to say relevant, the toughest challenge she fought was Rose Namajunas, and she got pieced up. She
Yeah.
got her eyelash punched
Yeah.
off of her. So I don't know. I think she's got like the Dana White privilege, the pretty privilege is what she has. So
Yeah,
that's why she keeps getting
yeah,
those
yeah.
fights. She's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She'll probably fuck me up, but it's just that's the only reason why she's getting these cards. But yeah, Benoit Saint-Denis, Paddy Pimblett,
Yeah.
that's a big story right there. Paddy needs to win that fight to stay relevant. Corey Sandhagen, Corey Sandhagen, and Mario Bautista. That's going to be a good fucking fight too, dude. I think Corey comes out on top though.
Yeah, Sandhagen's a dog.
Yeah,
Sandhagen is an absolute dog. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. That's gonna be a fun one.
yeah. Mario Bautista is also a great fighter as well. 17-3. His last fight, I can't remember when I saw him. Yeah, he won a submission against Oliveira, not Charles Vincius. But I'm trying to think the last main event. Yeah, he lost to Umar Nurmagomedov, and then he beat Patchy Mix last year. But he's coming up. He's a good fighter. Corey Sandhagen, though, I think takes him.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Brandon Royville is also up there against Loner Kavanaugh. I don't think I've seen this guy fight, Loner Kavanaugh. 99. No, I don't think I've seen him fight. I have seen Brandon Royville, though. He's had one of the fucking biggest. He had one of the greatest fights I've ever seen against Joshua Van, the current flyweight champ. King Green, though,
Yep,
yeah, that's gonna be a
yep.
good one too. I think King he's on a streak right now, if I'm not mistaken. He just won his last fight.
Yeah,
King
he
Green.
is on an up right now. Yeah,
So he's on a 2-fight win
that
streak.
could definitely.
I'm sorry,
hopefully-
3-fight win streak.
Hopefully, he can keep that momentum going into this next fight.
Yeah. 39 years of age. We like seeing those old guys get down and dirty in the octagon. But that's going to be a fun card.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to finally hear that Conor McGregor soundtrack come on, dude. It's going to be exciting. Exciting event all the way around. And I can't come any sooner. Pause.
Yeah,
But that is
I'm looking forward to it.
at the end of our time, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Once again, I have been Tony2Beers here with the 2-minute warning. Don't forget to follow us on this channel, Spotify's channel, the 2-minute warning. Our Instagram is on the bottom left of this screen, _ the 2-minute warning. Don't forget to follow the YouTube as well, the 2-minute warning. We're also on TikTok at the 2-minute warning for our highlights of each episode. Show your support there. And for any special droppings we're going to have, we still have to do our 9 beers, 9 innings, 9 glizzies challenge. That'll be coming very soon.
I know we've been talking about that.
Caleb's excited for our glizzies, as am I. But that will be a fun time as well. We'll stream that live on twitch.tv/TonyTwoBeers. We'll also upload it to the YouTube page. So if you can't tune in live, we'll have it there as well as maybe some behind the scene footage of when we were recording, making those glizzies. Who knows? We'll bring you some content for sure. Working on some other giveaways as well. But don't forget to subscribe to this page. And we will be back in the studio as soon as the AC is fixed. I promise. It's just hot as fuck in Texas, so we do not go in there when there's no AC. But Sterns, you got anything for the people?
Thanks again for listening. Hopefully we'll be back again with some more sports news. Thanks again, guys.
Alrighty, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks again. We appreciate each and every single one of y'all for your support, for tuning in at the 2-minute warning, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.